Hi, it's Leithia from Farmview Creators. Today, let's get ready for Father's Day with this Dad Life Wagon Insert from the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. This is a super fun kit. I'm going to start by putting the smaller pieces on my sticky board, trying to put them with colors that I'm planning on painting the same. So I've got an orange section, a white section, and a black section. But all these base pieces I am going to stain with Van Dyke Brown. Y'all know it's my favorite. And if you go heavy over those scored words, the stain sinks in there and they will darken up so that you can read them more easily. So the white that I'm going to use after I trim off the ends of my sponges, these are just makeup sponges, is Farmhouse Linen. It is a chalk style paint from Paint Couture. The Van Dyke Brown is also from Paint Couture. And I am going to put a very light layer of the paint on these words, let that dry, and then go back in and put a second coat. As much as you can, you want to try to paint with the grain of the wood. A lot of times on these very thin frames and tiny words, that is a little difficult. So it's okay though. Going in with that second coat, I always try to go a little bit heavier with my second coat, but you also don't want a lot of paint gooping up in between your words or your letters, because then you have to dig them out like that. I use my weeding tool anytime I need to get any excess paint out. For the dad joke and dad, I'm using pitch black. This is such a really nice black. It is full pigment and you usually only need one coat. It's a mineral acrylic, and this Firelight orange is also a mineral acrylic from Paint Couture. I am going to put 2 coats on for the orange, and then I was really careful to clean out that warning sign because those letters are going to go back in there and you don't want a lot of paint gooping up. Now I'm going in with my Debi's DIY Dark Wax and a tiny little dry brush, just adding a little bit of distressing to give it some more dimension. Then I'm going to use my larger brush on those back pieces just to give it some accent. That is the base. So I put the solid rectangle on the bottom and the slotted one on the top, going in with my dead flat top coat. You do not have to put a top coat on stain, but I just wanted everything to be really matte for this project. So going in and putting that layer on all of the painted pieces. Their mineral acrylics do have a built-in top coat. The chalk style are already matte, but they don't have a built-in top coat. I'm going to use art glitter glue to adhere my pieces. I like to use art glitter glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, especially when I'm trying to line up things to get them straight. I need that wiggle room. I am not the best at getting things straight. It's another reason I love these kits, because a lot of the times those letters will be scored in and all you have to do is fit it together right on top of those score lines. So when I'm lifting it up, I'm holding it up so I can see those score lines more easily to make sure that I have my words lined up. To clean out any gooped up paint, which I don't always do this, I am using a car paint detailing tool. I got it off of Amazon, a pack of like 50. It was like $2 or something. So laying out all these little pieces in the order that they go. I started by fitting them up through, and I was like, wait a minute, let's just turn this over and then it'll go much faster. And it did. It did pick up a few crumbs of paint from my mat. So I'll just clean those off when I flip it back over really quick. And then it was fine. Putting that glue and smearing it around just to make sure that I have all of those pieces adhered to the backboard. Oh, how cute. And then it's going to sit in that. I don't glue that because I want to be able to store these flat. But I love how it turned out. I hope you do too. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.